It's a special day. I'm coming to you twice, all at the same time. Let me just say, I'm excited about tomorrow's game against the Chicago Bulls. I'm going to dive into that in this video. But before I do, smash the like button for me, hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. This should be a good one. The last one was a banger. Hope you had a chance to listen to this morning's live. But I wanted to go live because I just finished watching the Bulls versus the San Antonio Spurs game from yesterday. Josh Giddey was out, and the Bulls took it to a really, really good, talented, and almost fully healthy San Antonio Spurs and almost came out with a W. But I want to dive into that game. I want to dive into what I saw and what the Pistons have to do to prepare in order to beat them tomorrow. Let me just start off with this. Oh, before I start off, actually, smash the like button for me. Hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. Remember, it's a small thing for you, big thing for me. Really helps out the channel. Appreciate the love and support. In case I didn't say that already. Let me just say this. The Chicago Bulls are a good team. They are well coached. They have a system. They have a scheme. They have an identity. They're going to play D. They're going to play defense. And the difference between the Chicago Bulls and the Detroit Pistons right now is that the Chicago Bulls are healthier, deeper, but also far more disciplined. They're not going to beat themselves. At the same time, they don't exactly have the high-end talent in order to beat you consistently. And I mean a better team. They don't have a closer. They don't have a guy they can go to in a tight spot, whereas the Detroit Pistons do. But here's the thing that we saw just last night is that Cade Cunningham repeatedly has to go to the well. And we all know going to the well means digging deep, pulling something up out of you, right? That's what he's constantly having to do. And that takes a toll, which means that Cade Cunningham's legs likely will not be there throughout most of this game. Who knows? But judging from his track record, he's probably going to start slow. Now I'm going to dive into schemes, but I also want to talk about the Chicago Bulls a little bit and what I saw on Monday with the Chicago Bulls versus the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, I watched it today, but it was Monday's game. The Chicago Bulls are a team that moves extremely well without the ball. Extremely well without the ball. Whether it's coming from off-ball backdoor cuts, slipping screens, coming off of pin-down screens, flashing to the top, rotating after each drive. They're looking to make the extra pass. That ball zips around much in the ways that I think the Detroit Pistons wish the ball would in their offense. Now, I'm not going to call it. I'm not going to act like, the Detroit Pistons don't have a good offensive system. I'm saying is that the Bulls are a little bit more disciplined to maintain that system throughout the course of the game. In fact, they rely upon that system much in the way that we rely on Cade Cunningham. Let me be frank about that. So they're going to maintain moving without the ball far more consistently than we normally do. And what that can do is it allows them to maximize the talent on their roster to where anybody almost can have a big game. It could be Ayo Dosunmu. It could be Josh Giddey, who's questionable for Wednesday. It could be Nikola Vucevic. It could be Patrick Williams. It could be Kevin Huerter. It could be Kobe White. It could be Okoro. It could be Jalen Smith. It can be Matas Buzelis. Even Trey Jones had a big game yesterday against the Spurs. They have a lot of guys who can get off within the system, much in the way that I wish the Detroit Pistons maximized their roster so that they can have almost any given day someone else contribute in a major way to wins. Not just the same two Jalen Duren and Cade Cunningham's end of the game heroics, right? We need other guys getting off. So it's to say that the Detroit Pistons are going to have to bring it defensively. They're going to have to be locked in. They're going to have energy. They're going to have to make sure that they are aware, communicating, staying out of foul trouble. And I'm really pointing to Ron Holland, With Asar Thompson likely out for Wednesday's game, we are going to rely upon Ron Holland to be our primary athletic wing defender. Yeah, we have Javonte Green, but Ron Holland is 6'8", with a 6'10", 6'11" wingspan. Javonte Green is 6'4", 6'5" on a good day, with about a 6'8", 6'9" wingspan. Big difference when you're facing 6'10" Modest Buzelis, 6'8" with a 7-foot plus wingspan, Patrick Williams. Plus, you got guys like Julian Phillips and Dalen Terry. You have a lot of different players who have a lot of size and length on that wing position. Ron Holland, we're going to need 30 minutes out of you, and we're going to need 30 quality minutes out of you. That means you're rebounding, you're rotating, you're staying out of foul trouble, no silly fouls. Don't fall in love with that three-point shot. Get downhill. Get out in transition. Now, I know the Bulls are always a big game for you because Modest Buzelis was your teammate. He was your teammate back at the G League Ignite program, and he's gotten much of the fanfare from coming out of the draft with the Chicago Bulls. In fact, there were a lot of people who thought we should have went with Modest Buzelis over Ron Holland. A lot of people who did. Go back to that draft. I kept saying repeatedly, I said, nah, Ron Holland is the guy. And they were like, nah, we like Modest Buzelis. I was like, nah, I like Buzelis too. But there's something about Ron Holland. Got a little extra edge to him. He's got a little bit more shimmy in his shake. He's got a little hit you with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got a nice game. All that's to say is Ron Holland should be up for this game. He should be excited. He should be locked in. He should be ready to go. But he's going to have to show up consistently, and that means that he doesn't have to get it all at once. He doesn't have to get the steals and the blocks and the points all in the first quarter. Pace yourself. Be locked in up here. Settle down. See what the game is giving you. Play within the system. Because the longer you stay on the court, the more easily you find your rhythm. Similar to Jalen Duren. If you're on the court, you are going to walk into a good statistical night and be a big plus for our team. So you've got to be locked in. The next area that I definitely want to talk about a little bit is covering that three-point line with Nikola Vucevic. Nikola Vucevic is coming off of a really rough game against the San Antonio Spurs, going up against Victor Wembanyama, who made him second-guess everything, especially on the interior. He had to shoot a lot of threes. But the thing is, he's coming in with the mindset of shooting a lot of threes, which could bode, it could be rough for us if we're not ready to cover that. Nikola Vucevic lights us up regularly. I should say Jalen Duren up regularly. He tends to give us a huge problem. And this is a matchup that I think Jalen Duren needs to take advantage of. He has to impose his will from the get. He should be looking to take Vucevic off the dribble immediately. But the thing is, he's got to be exact about it. He can't play with his food. He's got to be strong to the cup because guys like Ayo Dosunmu, Trey Jones, guys like Modest Buzelis, Isaac Okoro are great at digging down on drives. They're great at off-ball help defense, sliding into passing lanes, taking charges. So Duren is going to have to pick and choose his spots, but remain consistently aggressive, putting the pressure on Vucevic in a way that takes away his legs when he goes back to the offensive end. Because here's the thing. One of you two are going to impose your will on the other. Either it's Vucevic lighting your ass up, or it's going to be Duren putting you on the block, getting to the free throw line, and getting you up out of the game and sitting on the bench. If we can win that matchup, we're going to have a very good chance to be in this game towards the end. Because this team is deeper, I think they're going to do a decent job of getting back in transition. They generally do a pretty decent job of ball security and not turning it over, which means we may have limited fast break opportunities. Our ability to win key matchups is going to be huge because I'm not counting on Cade Cunningham having a full big game. I'm not. I think he's going to struggle a little bit. I think he's going to be a little bit slow out the gates. Trey Jones, Isaac Okoro, they're going to guard him all 94 feet, like most teams normally do. They got Javon Carter, they got Dalen Terry, Julian Phillips. They got plenty of guys to throw at him to guard him the entire length of the court. And that is the next area that I have to point out. Cade, you're going to have to let someone else bring the ball up. Whether it's Jalen Duren, whether it's Ron Holland. I think Karis LeVert should be back because I'm pretty sure he was just out because of, maintenance, right? He's had a lot of injuries throughout his career. It's early in the season. We have to pace him. Karis LeVert should be ready. And more than likely, he should be able to kind of play that point forward, point wing role for us. But it's to say, if Cade starts trying to bring the ball up early in the game and let them pressure him the full length of the court, to me, it's going to be like, damn, are we learning or what? Are we learning? Are we going to do something different? Because all that does is it wears him out. I know he always wants to prove something. I know he's always trying to show, hey, I got it. I can handle it. Bro, it's not about what you can do. It's what is most effective for our team. And that means you got to let somebody else bring up the ball. You got to let somebody else handle the rock. Because when you let someone else handle the rock, one, it keeps other people involved. Two, it allows you to get off ball, conserve your energy. Three, you score extremely effectively off ball, and it allows you to get to your spots more readily. So you don't have to dribble your way into your spots. You can simply catch a screen and then come up and meet the ball right around the 15-foot, free throw line area, turn, pivot, and you're already right there in your sweet spot. Give them a little bump, give them a little shoulder, and step back. I keep telling you that's your shot. Keep telling you that's your shot. If you catch the ball at the free throw line, you turn, pivot, you see the entire floor. You can see all your open teammates. You can give them the rip through, one of my favorite moves. Rip through, hard dribble, boom, and spin right off the dime. Bow. Spin back, going the other way. Right? You can turn face. If they back up, cash over the top. They crowd you, quick dribble, give them the shoulder, step back. Or maybe you give them the shoulder and then you pivot back. Right? You're going to have all those shots available to you when you're playing off the ball versus when you're on the ball. When you're on the ball, you're going to have all those help defenders flying in, double teaming, reaching, grabbing, and that's when you tend to get into trouble. That's where you tend to get into trouble. Not just that, but our greatest advantage with Cade Cunningham is that we have one of the best closers in the game. Outside of maybe Luka, maybe KD, Ant, D. Mitch, Brunson, Cade is right there in terms of being a closer. If you're anywhere close, he can bring you home. SGA, Jokic, he can bring you home. But the thing is, we know it takes legs, it takes energy. You've got to be up for that. And if you're wearing yourself out, if you are wearing yourself out by trying to carry this team the whole way through and bringing the ball up, being pressured 94 feet, you're not going to have your legs. So, Cade, you got to get off the ball early. Come back to it. Don't disappear. Don't just fade into the corner. All right, come back up. Have somebody set you a screen. Right? Use that physicality. Use your footwork. Use your body to position yourself. That 10 to 15-foot range. Let all the defense spend all that attention towards you there. And then when we swing the ball away from you, it's to a wide open guy that has either an open look or they can attack a closeout. Now, this is the next part of it. It's the next part of it. Daniss Jenkins. I keep telling y'all about Daniss Jenkins. That was for you, Deuce. That was for you. Keep telling y'all about Daniss Jenkins. Hey, I'm getting on the bandwagon a little late. I mean, he just barely got called up to the main club, so let's not act like it's all that late. All right. But as I say, I've liked his talent since summer league. Downtown Deuce got on me. He was like, "Look, man, he's nice, man. He's nice." And I was like, "All right, let me just check him out." And I started checking him out. I was like, oh, the boy got bunnies. He's got bounce. He can get up. He's got some speed. Okay. Okay. He can make some passes. He's got a wet J. Okay. Okay. He's got good positional size at 6'3". Okay. Okay. He's got a lot of things working in his favor. Right. And then the more I've watched him, the more I think I made a whole list responding to someone's comment. Actually, I'll see if I can pull it up real quick. Somebody was commenting about him, and I was like, you know what? Let me just make a quick list of all the things I like about Daniss Jenkins. Pull it up real quick. See if I can find it. Let me see. Let me see. Here we go. All right. I made a whole list. I said the first thing I like about Daniss Jenkins is his shooting. Every time he's in the game, he just knocks down his threes. He takes good threes because I think the defense always leaves him open a little bit. They don't realize that he can shoot and they don't bet on him shooting well. So he gets open looks and he knocks them down with regularity. Second thing I like about him, he sets the table extremely well, gets the Pistons into their offense. And that's not something that just anybody can do. It may seem like it's no big deal to get the ball up the court and make the first pass. It is. It is. You got to bring it up against pressure. You got to keep that point of attack defender off of you. And then you have to read the offense. Make sure people are in their spots. If not, tell them where to be. And then when they come off the right screen, you have to give them the ball in time. That means if they're curling, you got to hit them on the lead based upon how that defender is defending them. If they're following behind, you have to lead them away from the defender. If the defender goes underneath, you got to hit them coming right off of that screen, shoulder to shoulder, right? You have to time it so you got to see it. You have to understand that velocity of the ball and the speed in which that pass is going to get there because defenders can jump passing lanes, right? This is the NBA, best athletes in the world. A slow pass, a mistimed pass is a steal and transition for a dunk. So he does that extremely well, which is rare on this team because there's probably only a handful of guys that do on this team. Cade, Asar, maybe Sasser. Karras, a little bit, but he's more of a ball hog a little bit. I actually like Bobby Clintman. And I want to talk. I'm going to get into Bobby Clintman. I'm going to get into him. But I'm going to keep going. Other things I like about Daniss Jenkins. He's a reliable ball handler. He's not coughing it up. He's not coughing it up, bringing the ball up. And that's going to be huge against a team like the Chicago Bulls that just has a bevy of perimeter defenders to just keep throwing at you. They can keep going. I mean, they don't even play Javon Carter. Javon Carter is a dog, bro. He's a dog, bro. He can knock down. Think of him like a quiet, well-mannered Patrick Beverly. That's what Javon Carter is. Maybe shoots a little bit better from three. That's who Javon Carter is. So you're going to have to make sure that you have the ball in the hands of somebody that you trust. Now, one thing I do love about, and I didn't even mention this. Well, actually, I did kind of. I said he's great with the straight line drives to the rim. One thing I like about him, and I'm even going to combine that with another thing, that he pushes the ball. He pushes the tempo of the game. Keeps our offense at a high pace. What I like about Daniss Jenkins is if you press him, he's blowing by you. He's blowing by you. He can get downhill with the quickness. He's got not great, but he's got really good top end speed getting to the rim. And with a center like Nikola Vucevic, you can finish over the top. You can finish over the top every time. So I think he's going to keep the Chicago Bulls perimeter defense and point of attack defense honest. So I think he's someone who should be getting a lot of playing time in this game. Not to mention, let me see. He's an excellent point of attack defender. Good decision maker offensively, right? Even though he could be a bit passive at times, he's not going to force anything. He's going to make good decisions. And he's a strong off-ball defender as well. And he rebounds well for his position. He's got a lot of things that I like about Daniss Jenkins. I just listen to him. So anybody who you was hating on Daniss, I was like, look, I was for a quick moment. And then I saw what y'all saw. And then I'm on the bandwagon. All right. I ain't that late. There was plenty of room. All right. Let's be clear. When I got on the Daniss Jenkins bandwagon, there was plenty of room. All right, there was about 2 of y'all on there with a room for 500. All right, so don't even try to come at me. All right, still on earlier than most. Now showing him love. He's going to be a big part of tomorrow. He has to be. He has to be. Even with Karis LeVert likely back, I don't care who else is back. He needs to be a big part of tomorrow. Let me get to Bobby Clintman. Bobby Clintman has been playing well. I'm going to be 100% clear. He's playing well. The stats may not reflect it. At times, he may have a turnover here, turnover there, missed opportunity there. It's not that he's not ready. It's that he just has to slow down and see the game and know what to expect, and that comes with experience. But he's in the right spot constantly to make the plays, whether it's the rebounds, whether it's taking the open threes, whether it's potentially playmaking and making the extra pass, trying to dump it off. He's got the right mindset. He's right there. He's just not always executing the play all the way. And a lot of that, I keep saying, is because of experience. I think that the more we play him, the more the game is going to slow down for him. And he's going to start having games like 7 to 9 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, maybe a steal, maybe even a block. Start looking better and better in the plus minus. By December, January, if he's still getting minutes, he's going to start impacting the game, and you're going to start having to ask yourself, why are we not playing this 6'10 forward more who can shoot threes and be a glue guy facilitating and getting other guys involved? Because if there's anything that I've noticed about this team so far this year is they need some more glue guys. That was a huge role that Asar Thompson filled last season when he got to this team, is they needed someone who would move the ball, not just try to score it every time, not just shoot the ball every time. Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway Jr., they were a bit of a black hole when it came to shooting threes on the perimeter. If they caught it, it was going up. Fortunately, they were hitting it at a high clip, so it helped us. Imagine if Duncan Robinson was hitting all his threes. Imagine if he was cashing out at the rate of Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway Jr. last season. We might be undefeated, right? These games wouldn't be nearly as close. All this to say is Bobby Clintman has the ability at 6'10 to be a huge asset for us. If I'm honest with you, I think Bobby Clintman is already a better defender than Duncan Robinson, ability-wise. I think he moves his feet a little bit better, got a little bit more size positionally. I mean, and I think that's more to say that Duncan Robinson doesn't move his feet as well. He really can't stay with guards. He can stay with a forward, but then he's not necessarily strong enough to stay in front of a forward. But he's not quick enough, doesn't have the lateral speed to stay in front of a guard. He tends to be barbecue chicken, chopped liver when it comes to the defensive end. Teams are hunting him. Bobby Clintman might be a good alternative. Let him play sniper. In fact, he's somebody that if he knocks down one, you need to leave him in there a little bit longer. He knocks down two, we'll come back to you, Duncan. Because what I do know from Bobby Clintman is that 6'10, his ability to rebound, switch defensively, and make really good passes and reads is already at a high level. The game just has to slow down for him. Now, I think we're going to stay deep in our bag in terms of working through our bench. We got Chaz Lanier. He actually had a pretty good game last game. I think there's a good chance that he keeps that going. Remember, shooters like him, scorers like him, once they start seeing the ball go in, their confidence just jumps. It jumps. And yesterday might have been his best shooting game of the season. Now, Duncan Robinson We need you to be good. What we need you to do is be better than Kevin Herter. Can you do that for us? Can you be better than Kevin Herter? Can you match his energy? That's what we need from you tomorrow. Get you some rebounds, knock down some threes, be aggressive in shooting those threes. Get them off. Get them off. And let's see where we land. Now, an advantage that I would say the Bulls might have to a degree, Jalen Smith coming off the bench. Yeah, he's really like a little bit taller Paul Reed. Instead of 6'8", he's 6'10". Athletic, long, can shoot threes, score around the rim, catch lobs, good offensive rebounder. That's going to be a key matchup for us as well. This game is going to be key matchups. Yeah, Cade too. Cade is going to have, we'll see. We'll see with Cade. Cade is going to likely have, I don't know if Josh Giddey will play. There's a good chance. He rolled his ankle, a few nights ago against the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's already been off a game. He should be back. It didn't look like a really bad sprain. It just looked like a quick, more like I got embarrassed a little bit, and then I'm just kind of like playing it. Yeah, go ahead. Put your bowl away, and then you can have two. So what I'm looking forward to with Cade is him playing the game up here. Finding this balance between staying engaged offensively and Shasha. Don't take them in there. She made a fort. You can't see my couch right now. I ain't got no pillows back here. Usually I'm like up here. I ain't got no pillows. My kid made a fort. It's a day off from school. That's what kids do. If you got kids, let them make a fort. It's fun as hell, right? Go in there with them. It's fun. After this video, I'm jumping in there with her. We're gonna watch some One Piece anime, but you better not get crumbs. Better not get crumbs all in there, kid. No, I love you. All right. Let me just get into the rest of this. Tomorrow is going to be a game about discipline. It's going to be a game about discipline, real talk. Shasha, get you a paper towel. Okay, gonna have crumbs all in my thing. All right. Kids. All right. So tomorrow's gonna be a game about discipline. Who stays disciplined? Because this is really how Chicago wants to beat you. Is by out executing you. Remember, they depend upon their system, offensively and defensively. They have a bevy of defensive minded players. What they're really missing is an elite interior rim protector, right? Like if I was the Chicago Bulls, I'd be looking to trade for Malawach. If I'm the Bulls, I would look to trade for Malawach. I don't care if I got to give up Trey Jones, even Io DeSumo. He's a Chicago hometown guy, but Javon Carter, see if you can go get Malawach. Having an interior elite rim protector like that, who can also shoot threes, it's just rare. That's who they're really missing. And they also need a half court scorer. They need a guy that can close out games. So they have some significant holes in that team that limits their peak potential. I think right now the Chicago Bulls are a little bit of what the Detroit Pistons were last year, where nobody was checking for them. And so now they're kind of jumping on teams and they're outpacing them and they're closing out games. But they're really not that talented in terms of top end talent. And they don't necessarily defensively, they do a great job on the perimeter, but they don't necessarily have that interior defender that can really keep you out of the paint. And so there's only so much they can do with you. But where they beat you is with their system. Moving well without the ball. They're going to shoot a lot of threes. They're going to get downhill into the paint. They're going to try to penetrate and kick and move the ball around and get you chasing them and running around exhausted on the defensive end. And then they're going to push tempo. They're going to try to get up and down, especially when they got Josh Giddey. They got a lot of young athletes there, right? Patrick Williams, Matas Buzelis, Dalen Terry, Isaac Okoro, Trey Jones is a pretty good athlete. They got Who else? Like I said, Dalen Terry, Julian Phillips. They got a whole bunch of young bucks that could just run up and down. Jalen Smith, etc. That's how they want to beat you. And then on defense, they're just going to throw waves at you. Just going to keep pressure on the perimeter. But like I said, their weakness is, though, once you get past that first defender, you get to the rim, they got to foul you because they don't really have that rim protection. But if you're not executing, if you're being lazy with the ball, right? If you're trying to split double teams and traps, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren, and you're coughing that ball up, and they get some runouts, they get an early lead like they did against us in the first game. Even though we came back, that early lead was all they needed. It was all they needed. So that's what we're going to have to focus on to win this game. If we do that, we're going to be sitting pretty. And when I say sitting pretty, we should be able to go into the fourth quarter, down the stretch, in the lead. If we're leading with 4 to 5 or 6 minutes to go, let's say about 4 to 5 minutes to go, we got anywhere between a 4 and 6 point lead. I think we're good. Cade Cunningham closing the game, and the Bulls without a closer. They're going to be relying on somebody to make shots. And all we got to do is be solid. We don't have to be great. We don't have to make. And it's going to be tough not having Asar Thompson because he gives us that ability down the stretch of games to just clamp. Between him and Isaiah Stewart, especially together, we can just clamp on you. If we have a lead down the stretch, we could just, nope, we turn the water off. Nope. Yep, that's it. All right. You're done. And then Cade, bring us on home offensively. We don't have Asar. We don't have Stu. But we do have good players and the best closer in the game. What that's going to require is that we give him a chance to close it out for us. So we're going to see tomorrow. We're going to see. If I had to guess, I'm really concerned about Cade's legs. Look, you can say it's early in the season. He should be good. Man, we've been leaning on him. And that back-to-back, I said it. I've been saying it. I said that win may not have been worth it. I would have taken a close loss on Monday. But our bench players, our deep bench, got some valuable experience. And our starters and Duren and Cade got some much-needed rest. And then you go into Wednesday with 2 days off. You're fully recovered, playing at 100%. I would have said, I give us the benefit of the doubt. We're going to win that game probably by 10 points, if not bigger, 12, 14 points. We'll see how Cade's legs are tomorrow. If his legs aren't there, if he's turning the ball over, stuff like that, it might be a 4-point win. It might be a 4-point win. It might be. But we're going to need Duren to win his matchup for sure. For sure. Duren has to be the one to impose his will on Vucevic, not the other way around. You can't have Duren run around like a chicken with his head cut off, trying to track down Vucevic at the three-point line, giving him open threes, picking up silly fouls, going over the back, not boxing out, letting Vucevic get deep position and get into his little jump hook bag or the little push shot in the middle of the key, right? Stuff like that, reaching in on someone driving, not moving your feet, getting into foul trouble. If Duren loses that matchup, it's going to be a long night for the Pistons. We've got to take care of the ball, stay disciplined. Ron Holland, we need a strong game from you. We need double-digit scoring, and I'm not talking about threes. Threes are extra. They give you a wide open three, great. Take it, knock it down. But if it's not wide open, we need you getting into the paint, attacking the rim. And then if you draw an extra defender, kick it out. Because that's really Duncan Robinson's best three-point shot. That's his best three-point shot. When the defense has been collapsed or on an offensive rebound, finding him, giving him a wide open look, and he's a knockdown guy. Let me get to some of these comments here. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, Ron definitely gonna get up for this game. He been struggling too. Frank Nitty, facts. Mega Hustle with the comment. Yeah, Rock JB should rest Cade and Duren against the Bulls. Let the kids cook in that game. You know what? I don't know why we would let them rest against the Bulls and not let them rest against the Wizards. The Wizards, not in our division. We won't see them in the playoffs or a play-in. That was the game to rest them. Now with the day off, you almost got to play. You almost got to play. But their legs, I'm guessing Cade's legs is going to be somewhere around anywhere between 60 to 75%. And I don't like playing Cade that way. Cade is not a light, skinny guard who could just run up and down the court. He needs to be paced throughout this season. We've got to be more intentional. Let me see. Taco Bell, Cade probably for 2. Not sure what you mean by that. Let me know what you mean by that, Taco Bell. Charles Butler was good, man. Bobby had, oh yeah, he was a point guard before his growth spurt. Once he gets acclimated to the team, he'll be an impact player on the bench unit for sure. I think once he gets acclimated, we might start looking at him as a starter. He fits so well. He fits so well as a glue guy. Think Cam Johnson, but taller, who can also facilitate, can also make really high level passes. That's who I see Bobby Clintman as. He's a shooter. Remember Cam Johnson, I think he stayed all 4 years, 3 or 4 years at North Carolina, right? Bobby Clintman, 1 year at Wake Forest, 1 year overseas, right? So he's coming in. Cam Johnson came in a little bit more experienced. That's why his shot was kind of knocked down from the get. Bobby Clintman is going to get there. By the end of the season, it's going to be clear, okay, we see his jump shot. He's knocking down shots. He's a regular part of our rotation. I definitely see that coming. But yes, he was a point guard before his growth spurt. And I think he's going to be an impact player for a long time. He just has one of those skill sets that just sticks around in the league. And he's a very valuable player for us. One who I think should be, let me double check. I want to say Bobby Clintman is in a contract year. Or did he get extended? Did he get extended? Because I know he was a second round pick. What's his contract looking like? Yeah, he is. Oh no, he got a 4-year. He got a 4-year deal. He got a 4-year deal as a second round player. Good agent. Good agent. Wow. So he's got 2 more years until the team option. Good job. Now we also picked up recently. What's his name? We just traded for him. We just released, I want to say, Kobe Jones, and picked up my man from Duke. We let him go. I think he got signed by, I want to say, like Charlotte or something like that, and then got released, and then we just signed him. I forget his name. He was on the squad last year. You all know who I'm talking about? We just signed him. No, Wendell Moore, not Wendell Carter. Wendell Moore. That was close though. Wendell Moore. Yo, he was a player for us last year. Yo, he hooped. He hooped. Really good length as a 6'5", 6'6" guard, kind of like an Isaac Okoro. Really big wingspan, like a 6'10" wingspan. Really good athlete. Really good vertical and downhill speed athlete who also knocked down threes. I would not be shocked if he's a part of the rotation, especially if Tobias Harris is still out, Asara Thompson, if Karis LeVert is out, right? We also don't know Cade Cunningham with that tailbone he landed on. If there's some information, if there's soreness, expect JB to hold him out. Mega Hustler says Wendell Moore reminds me of Kevin Knox. I think he's better defensively for sure than a Kevin Knox, and a little bit more like aware of himself and who he is. Kevin Knox, I think he came out into the draft too early and didn't really know who he was, and has been discovering himself while in the NBA, which is dangerous because people kind of look at you like, okay, you're still figuring it out, almost like Jalen Wilson. All right. Yeah. Get to a last couple of these comments before I jump off this, spend some time with my kid. Oh, you in dad mode. Yeah. Oh, I got you, Taco Bell. Yeah. Hey, sometimes you gotta just we got about another 2 hours before bath time. Remember, I'm on the West Coast, so I, we got about 2 hours until bath time over here. But hey, trick of the trade for all of us dads here. If you got young kids, take your shower and be ready for bed before your kids. Find a moment to sneak away, take your shower, put on your pajamas, then have your kids take their bath. That gives you the opportunity to do a last minute cleanup. And then as soon as you put them down, you know they always want you to sleep with them a little bit, lay down with them, read them a story, and then you get sleepy. You already ready for bed, bruh. You already ready for bed. And you know what that prevents? Is that late night doom scrolling where you stay up 2 extra hours that you wish for the God you would have had the next morning. It's a trick. It works, bro. It works. 100. Keeping 100 with you. You do that, man. You put your kid down by 9, whenever it's, somewhere around there, 9-ish, right? You put them down. You start getting sleepy right there next to them. You get to tuck them in, and then you just slide on into your room, into your bed, and just knock. Bro, you in bed before 10, you will love yourself the next day. You will love yourself the next day. I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to give you game. I'm trying to give you game. Take your shower before your kid. Get some good sleep. Changes things, bro. Changes things. I'm just saying. All right, let me get to the last of these comments. Yeah, Billy Donovan is a better coach than the Wizards coach for sure, for sure. Bulls remind me of last year's Magic too, before Desmond Bain. I wouldn't say that, Mega Hustler. I don't think the Chicago Bulls have nearly the amount of talent of the Orlando Magic last season at all. They don't have Apollo. They don't have a Franz. Giddy is nice, but I think Giddy's been getting away with catching a lot of people off guard. Right? We haven't seen him before, a 6'8" facilitating point guard who can score just enough to keep you honest. Right? Teams haven't started exploiting him yet that he can't defend and hunting him on defense. Even though DeAndre Hunter definitely hunted his ass a couple nights ago. Uh, and then teams haven't necessarily figured out like how to guard him, like what to guard him with. I think eventually you're going to see like the Javon Carter, or sorry, the Javante Green type of defenders, right? The physical, athletic, 6'4", 6'5" guard wing players who can get up under him and still have length to challenge a shot. Those types of guards, I think, disrupt Giddy's rhythm, and he has a tough time getting around. But I'll also say this: Giddy has improved his game a lot. Yeah, he's definitely terrible in half court offense, but he's developed enough to keep you honest. He'll knock down the three. He finishes well enough on straight line drives, gets to the free throw line, knocks down his free throws, and gets the benefit of the doubt. Um, yeah, but he maximizes what he can do on offense. That's what Giddy has learned to do: maximize who he is, not focus on who he's not. He's never going to be a shot creator like that. Never going to be even really a playmaker like that. But what he's looking to do is to do what he does well: run the offense, get out in transition, straight line drives, open threes, um, and tries to rebound at a high level so he can kickstart the offense. So he can kickstart their transition game. Let me see. Mega Hustler. Hopefully Kobe White doesn't play against us. You know what? I ain't dodging no smoke, bro. That ain't the Pistons way. We don't dodge smoke. Cade can't keep taking 45 shots. I don't think that'll ever happen again. All that stress on his body can lead to an injury. I completely agree. Completely agree. All right. Yo, let me just leave it at this. I like to leave us with a little something. I think I'm gonna go with this theme that I just said a moment ago, about Josh Giddey focusing on what he does well. Look, ain't nobody ever had to be perfect to be great. I think I've said this before. Focus on what you do well, bro. Focus on what you do well. What you do well will take you so much further than trying to get better at what you don't do well. Always remember that. Always remember that. Oh, and this was something I was thinking of earlier today that I wanted to say. Um, know your purpose in life, man. Don't waste time. Don't waste time trying to do what you think you're supposed to do, what other people are doing. Don't get caught up in this alpha male, um, trying to look like something else. Do you and do it to the max, and you will have joy in whatever you do. But it's got to really be you. It can't be somebody else because you can get great at looking like somebody else and be miserable, be absolutely miserable. And no one around you will enjoy a relationship with someone who's miserable. You can't be the dad you want to be, can't be the partner you want to be, can't be the friend, you can't be the spouse, you can't be the son, you can't be the family, you can't be the community. You you are not going to be your best self trying to be anyone else but you. The reality is everyone else is already taken. You might as well be you and be great at that. Because if you have joy in what you do, everyone else will enjoy being around you and with you. So, know your purpose, feed what feeds you. Feed what gives you energy and gives you life. And you will find joy in your life. And there is no other life better than that. All right. All right. Get out of here. Got to go watch some One Piece with the kiddo, eat some cookies. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.